Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you're in the state of Texas and you have bad credit and you're looking for a loan that's almost a guarantee approval, you have bad credit, but you have good income, I'm going to show you some of the best places you can go. Now, the first one is Explore Credit. As you can see here, Explore Credit offers from 250 up to 2,000. Now, what makes Explore Credit different from the banks and your credit unions is that one, they are a tribal lender, okay? And they use third party credit bureaus. They do not use the major credit bureaus, okay? And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But at the same time, because they're not regulated by the government, their interest rate may be much higher than your traditional credit unions and your banks, all right? But Explore Credit is definitely a good resource to start out with. Now, before we go on to these other loans, I want to tell you guys, please, if you can avoid taking out these high interest rate loans, you should do a few things. The number one thing you should do if you're working a job, you need to go to your HR department and you want to file exempt, okay? And it's going to be on line 4C. You're going to file exempt, okay? And so what that means is that they'll stop taking taxes out of your paycheck. Okay, and by them stop taking taxes out of your paycheck, you'll be able to bring home a bigger paycheck. Usually, it takes them anywhere from a first to the second cycle, pay cycle, in order for them to stop taking out the taxes. But once they stop taking out the taxes, you'll have a bigger paycheck. And there's only two ways that you cannot file exempt, and that is if you already owe the IRS or you're not expecting a tax return. Those are the only two things that will stop you. All right, so that's number one. Number two is that you may have wages that are owed to you. You may have worked a job and you quit the job and you never received your last paycheck. You may have left a job, they never sent you your bonus. You may have moved to another state and you never received your last paycheck. Okay, so if that's the case, you can go to here as webapps.dol.gov. Now, this is the Department of Labor, but when you go here using this here link, what happens is you'll be able to put the company name in and the state that you worked in, and what it'll do, it will tell you if there's any outstanding wages that you're owed, and you can file a claim on it. All right, so that's the second thing to help you. The third thing to help you, you can go to unclaim.org. Okay, and so unclaim.org, what you want to do, this is a free government service system. What you'll do, you'll put your name in, you'll put your address in. Any state that you ever stayed in, okay, you can put your name and your address in for each of those states. And if they have any outstanding money for you, you can actually put a claim in it. Now, there are companies out there that are actually selling this service, but you do not have to buy into their service. Here's the free site that you can actually go to and do it. All right. As I was telling you guys about these third party credit bureaus, okay, these third party credit bureaus like Clarity, they are a financial credit bureau that gets all of your financial data. When you put in a loan or a credit card and stuff, they pick up that information and they sell it to these third party lenders and stuff. And as you can see, Clarity is owned by Experian. And yes, you can actually request your file. All right, you can do a security freeze. You can even opt out to keep them from selling your information. It'll also tell you your score and it'll show you your report. So you are able to get access to this. All right. Then the next one is LexisNexis. Collects your data for the major credit bureaus, but also for the third party credit bureaus. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. Now, you also have Factor Trust. Now, Factor Trust is owned by TransUnion. Okay, so they keep all your financial data, and yes, you can get your report and freeze it and opt out and all that stuff as well. Then you have DataX. DataX is owned by Equifax. Okay, they're owned by Equifax, and then another company that Equifax owns is Teletrack. If you ever taken out a loan online, Teletrack keeps that information and they sell it to these tribal lenders and these third party loan officers and stuff like that. So when you're trying to get a loan and stuff, they're not going to do a pull from the major credit bureaus. They're going to actually do a pull with these here third party companies. So you don't get the hard pull on your credit. Now, there is two things that will stop you from getting a loan. Well, three. One, not having enough income. Number two is that you may not reside in the state that you're actually putting the loans in. But for all these lenders that I'm talking about, they are for the state of Texas, right? So you don't have to worry about that. But number three is actually that address. So the address on the application, if it's not matching the address with these here credit bureaus, then that can get you denied. That's one of the biggest reasons. So it's not your credit score, it's usually your address that's stopping you from getting approved. Okay. Going back to these loans. Now, you have IndyLand, right? So with IndyLand, they are a platform. And as you can see here, IndyLand offer loans from 200 up to 5,000. Now, here's the thing about it is when it comes to the credit score, they don't focus on the credit score. That's the reason I said the minimum income for these type of lenders, I would strongly suggest you have at least $800 a month in income to show proof that you're able to pay back the loan. All right. So that's very important. Now, your next lender is Speedy Net Loans. All right. So they are a platform as well. And as you can see here, they offer up to $5,000. Okay. So that's another one that you can actually take a look at. Then you have Rise Credit. Rise Credit, yes, you can see here, they offer from 500 to 5,000, but they are a tribal lender. Now, those credit bureaus I was just telling you about, they use those credit bureaus as well. They use Teletrack and they use Clarity. Okay, so those are the lenders they use. Here's the difference with these here third party lenders and stuff. Most of the time, when you take out a loan, they won't report it on your credit file. They won't show up on your credit file. However, with Rise Credit, when you take out a loan with them, they will report your on-time payments to help you rebuild your credit. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Next lender is Credit Fresh. Credit Fresh is like a tribal lender platform as well. And as you can see, they offer lines of credit from 500 up to 5,000. Okay. And so the thing about it, they are very flexible. So what if they give you $5,000, but you only use $4,000? You only pay interest on what you actually use. You don't pay interest on a full 5,000 like you would do a loan. Okay, so that's the difference with a line of credit versus a loan. Okay, now, you have another lender, which is Net Credit. Net Credit, they offer loans up to $10,000. Now, here's the thing about it here. It says won't affect your credit. So, what you'll do with Net Credit, you can see if you're eligible. All right. If you're eligible, say that they offer you a loan for $7,000, you accept it, then that's when they do a hard pull on the credit. However, you will not receive a hard pull on the credit unless you actually accept the loan that they offer. Okay. Then the next lender is Lend Nation. Lend Nation mostly focused in the Midwest. They are in Texas. And the good part about it, they offer loans up to $10,000 as well. Another loan that you want to look at is Opportune. Now, why Opportune is so important is because, as you can see here, they offer loans from 300 up to 10,000. But the difference with Opportune is that they are a CDFI. They are a Community Development Financial Institute. So what that means is that they are focused more on the community. They try to give you a lower interest rate. If anybody watching the video, put it in the comments if you ever used Opportune, okay? So they are a very good lender. Now, if you are an entrepreneur, all right, then you want to look at Fundo. Now, with Fundo, they offer loans up to $10,000. Okay, they are a merchant cash advance, so the interest rate is going to be much higher. But let's look at the criteria so you can understand why they are so flexible. All right, let's stop here for a minute. Who qualifies? So who qualifies? You can say if you're a freelancer. So these are your freelancers, these are your contractors, these are your small business owners, and these are your sellers and franchise. So that means even if you are a MLM, this is the type of lender that you want to work with, okay? So if you're in the state of Texas and you're selling Avon, Amway, Herbalife, Mary Kay, things of that nature, you're able to get a loan from there. And here's the criteria: have an active bank account, all right, because they're going to use Plaid at Decision Logic to see if you have activity going on in your bank account. You have to have a minimum of $1,500 a month in revenue, and then be in business for at least 3 months, which is about 90 days. Okay, so they are a good lender to work with. Now, for those of you that may have a car, okay, and it has equity in it, then you can check out Yendo. Yendo will not do a hard pull on the credit, so you don't have to worry about it, but they offer lines of credit on a credit card up to $10,000. Even if you are making payments on the car, you still can qualify long as the car has equity in it. All right, so this is Yendo. Then your next lender is Viva Loans. Now you can see here, Viva Loans offer loans from 100 up to $15,000. Okay, so they offer loans from 100 up to $15,000. So you can actually check them out also. Now, you also have Reprise Financial. Now, here's the thing about it with Reprise Financial. They offer loans from 2,500 up to 25,000. Now, again, you can do a soft pull to see if what you qualify for. If you accept it, then they go through web bank. They pull Experian. All right. Now, if you are self-employed, they will not work with you. You cannot be self-employed. Now, if you're self-employed and you need business structuring and stuff, you can click the link in the description and we can help you with that. But you must have valid income where they can verify it. Okay, so that's the reason they don't do self-employed. All right. Now your next lender is Avant. And as you can see here with Avant, their loans go from 2,000 up to 3,500. But also they offer credit cards from 300 up to 3,000 as well. But we focusing on this here 2,000, 3,500, 35,000. Now, here's the thing about it. They usually work with people if you have a 580 credit score, right? So making sure that you have a decent income in order to qualify with them. Now, most of the time, I tell people again, so in case you missed it, I usually tell people for a lot of these lenders, you have to have a minimum of 800 or more monthly of income in order to qualify. Okay. Now, you also have Max Personal Loans. Max Personal Loans, they are a tribal lender and they offer up to $50,000. Okay, they offer up to $50,000, but they are a tribal lender. Okay, and as you can see here, in terms of some of the information, what do you need to start the application? Social contact details, at least 6 months of bank statements to show proof. All right. But the good thing about it, they are better than the banks, especially when you have bad credit, because you can do a soft pull to see if you pre qualify. All right. Now you have one other lender, and that's Universal Credit. Now, with Universal Credit, they are associated with Upstart. So I was telling you about the third party credit bureaus. They usually will look at your LexisNexis, or they may look at your TransUnion FICO 9. So you won't get a hard pull on the credit. All right. So the loan goes from 1,000 up to 50,000. Okay. So that's the thing about it with these here type of lenders. And just to clarify what I was saying, checking your rate is free and won't impact your credit score. All right. Another reason that I like the lenders that I'm telling you, if you have a high debt to income ratio over 50, 55%, these are the type of lenders you may have to reach out to as well. All right. So I hope that this helped you. If you have any other questions, if you find any value in the video, put a comment below. I'll put some of the links for some of these lenders uh, in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.